The profane, the ungodly, the wicked, the spiritually unclean cannot exist in the presence of God's holiness. Now, thankfully, God in his mercy has provided a means for an unfit creature like myself to enter his presence eternally. But through the Old Testament, he's developing how that works. And it's a progressive revelation. Now, biblically, we know that it's through trusting in, believing the sacrificial death of Jesus Christ on the cross, that we are able to receive eternal life. Putting all my faith in him as my only means of salvation. All that we are learning here, these sacrifices being instituted, the hard-learned lessons, this whole preliminary system had been instituted by God to awaken human beings to just how sinful we are and how holy he is. And they are being awakened very quickly. He is a holy God. As I said, this is the first time God manifested, dwelt amongst human beings since the Garden of Eden. Now, at the same time, he also assures people that he's graciously providing a means for sinners to come to him and be reconciled to him one day. But I can't come in a profane way, obviously. It's what happened in this little lesson they learned. No one would purposely enter a nuclear facility where they are enriching uranium without being properly outfitted. You don't handle enriched uranium with your bare hands. If you did, you die. Now that all the proper safeguards have been developed and ensure human beings' proper relationship with enriched uranium is maintained, for some fool to go barging in and say, I don't need that equipment, just let me come in here, when they're instantly dead, who's going to blame the uranium? It is the uranium's fault. Well, probably the fake news would, of course. But that's just the nature of radioactive material. A human being cannot survive in the presence of it. And yet there are people, I hear them all the time, well, I'll tell God this or that when I see him. Or I have my own way to reach God, or all roads lead to God. Well, that's true, but there's only one proper way because of the nature of God. Perfectly just, perfectly holy. Because of that, there's only one way that ensures that when a person enters God's presence, he will continue to live eternally. I can say, well, all roads lead to uranium, that also is true, but only the person who's learned, from decades of discoveries and lessons from Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island and Fukushima, other accidents where people died. Only the person who has learned from those mistakes heeds the warning, properly outfitted to enter radioactive area, they will live. Those who don't heed the warnings have no one to blame but themselves. And it is the same with a holy God. He has provided an incredible, thorough, progressive revelation here for anyone to understand what awaits when we meet him. So thorough that no one is without excuse. If they try to enter into his presence not clothed in the righteousness of Jesus Christ, they too will have no one to blame but themselves, because God has laid down this full preliminary understanding. God laid everything out in advance here several times to Nadab and Abihu and Aaron.